Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to make chewy chocolate chip cookies. It's a very simple recipe. I got it from my cookbook. It's this. It's called the Complete Cookbook for Young Chefs, and I'll show you how to make it. So first you're going to start up with 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And you're gonna pour it into a big bowl. Then you need your brown sugar, which is half a cup of brown sugar, and you're gonna pour that into the bowl. And then melted butter. You're gonna do your sugar. You're gonna need 1/4 granulated sugar, and you're gonna pour that into a bowl. Then add your egg and vanilla extract. You need 1 egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I only did 1/4 because I thought that was a lot, and I'm just gonna pour that all in. Now I'm gonna let it mix. Here, you can use a spatula to mix, but I'm just gonna use an electric mixer. So I put it in there. Let that mix for a little bit, and then it should start like becoming a doughy texture. You need a spatula or a spoon to scrape it, because sometimes it like gets stuck. It's already forming. Okay, now that it's mixed a little bit, we're gonna take it off. There's some dough stuck here in the hook bit that mixes it. And you're gonna take your dough and you're gonna add your butter. This is 6 tablespoons of butter. And you're just gonna pour all the warm butter in. Make sure it's melted. Then you're gonna mix it a little bit more. And then you're gonna let that mix for a little bit. The butter makes it mix a bit more. You have to scoop the bottom because sometimes the flour gets stuck. Okay guys, now you're gonna let your dough mix for 3 to 5 minutes, and while it's mixing, you can clean up your bowls and everything, which I'm gonna do, and then you make sure the oven is preheated to 325 degrees, and get a large pan and put some parchment paper on it. So I'm gonna get all my bowls. My pan, I already put the parchment paper on, so I'm gonna put all my bowls away. Now, after it's been mixing for a little bit, take your spatula, stop the mixer, and just scoop out the bottom and the sides, because sometimes there's a bit extra flour, and you don't want that because then like when you cook it, the flour will burn and become all like grainy and stuff. So let's scoop all this out. It gets stuck in the mixer. Now I'm gonna take it off my mixer, and if you don't have a mixer, you could just mix it with your hand, or you can mix it with a spatula or a spoon. This is what it should look like, a creamy peanut butter. And now, every chocolate chip has some chocolate chips, so I'm gonna add chocolate chips. You could add nuts, you could add sprinkles, anything, but I want chocolate chips. So now I'm gonna stir that in with a spatula. Just let it mix around. Just make sure every cookie has some chocolate chips. Mix it around all good. And then, now when your cookie is mixed up, you're gonna get 2 spoons. So get 2 spoons. I'm gonna get 2 spoons, and then you're gonna get your baking tray, and you're gonna scoop it about like 3 on each row. So make sure they're not like too close, because then they'll all stick and become like one big cookie dough. That happened to me last time and I had to make a cookie cake. So make sure it's not too like this is enough, because the baking soda is gonna expand it. So put that on. You could do about maybe 2 scoops depending on how big your tray is. I'm gonna do 2, and then it'll bake in the oven and the chocolate chips will melt. So, and if you do like big scoops, then don't do like 2 scoops. So now I have 2, like I'm gonna do this much here. And you could add chocolate chips and nuts. I'm just doing chocolate chips though. Okay. Okay, so it does look like a creamy peanut butter with chocolate chips in it. There is actually a peanut butter cookie recipe in this cookbook too, and those are really yummy. It's only like 5 ingredients, and it's really easy to make. So just put a bunch on, and you might do 2 batches. You could even do like a lot of cookies. You could triple the recipe. You could do as many cookies as you like. I'm just gonna do 1 batch because I don't want too many cookies. And it looks really good. I tasted some of the dough and it tastes really, really good. It's like creamy and sugary. It's not too sweet, but it's really good. So I don't have too much dough left, which is okay because I've made about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cookies. You need an even amount because we're gonna fill these with icing. So make sure to do an even amount. You don't need to fill them with icing, but I wanna. Or you could do it with ice cream. So now that we have all of this spread on the pan, you're gonna put it in the oven. So before I put it in the oven, I'm gonna clean up my area. So I'm gonna put my bowl in the sink, and then I'm gonna take and then you could ask a parent or someone to help, but I'm gonna do it by myself. Okay guys, so I'm gonna take my cookies and I'm gonna open the oven. And you're gonna let it bake for 30 minutes. In the recipe it says 35, but it says plus cool time, so 5 minutes is gonna be cool down time. Okay guys, so now my cookies are cooling down. I'm gonna add icing, which is optional. In the cookbook, there's an icing recipe. You can do vanilla or chocolate. I'm gonna do chocolate icing, and I'll show you how. So the first step is you're gonna take some heavy cream and make sure you have 1/3 cup of heavy cream, and you're gonna pour it into a bowl. I'm using an electric mixer again, but you don't need to. Next, you're gonna take 1 cup and 1/3 of chocolate chips and put that in here. Make sure they're a little bit soft and they're melted, and just scoop it all in. Okay. It does take a while because the chocolate chips aren't all the way melted. It's fine if they aren't, because when you mix them, they'll melt a bit. Because it's gonna like melt while it mixes with the heavy cream. Okay, once that's all scooped out, you're gonna take a spatula and scrape the sides if there's any extra chocolate chips there. And make sure to add it in the mixer till it mixes a bit. just like melting, and the chocolate chips, it melts pretty fast, but sometimes you have to like push it down because the chocolate chips aren't really fully melted. But it's turning out good so far. Just make sure that there's not like too many chunks, because you don't want that, because it'll like, then the icing will be chunky and it's supposed to be smooth. And while that's mixing, if you have a piping bag and a piping nozzle, you can do that. So you just need to take your piping bag, any tip you want. I'm using like this flat tip so I can do like a flat design. You can do any tip you want, and then you're just gonna put it here and hook it over so you can add the icing in. Now, after it's mixed a bit, slowly start pouring in 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Just slowly pour it in, little by little. Now this takes a little bit to mix, so just let it like stay. I didn't add all of it so far. Get the edges, make sure it's all mixed. It forms into icing. Right now it's just like a liquid, but it does form into icing. So it's looking good. I'm gonna pour in the rest of my butter. Now you're just gonna let that mix till it forms an icing. Okay guys, so after mixing it for 5 to 10 minutes, it formed a milky icing, and it color changes from like a dark to a light color. So, and you have to be patient because it does take a while, but it works out in the end, and it's like milky and soft. So I'm gonna take mine off the mixer, and let's bring this up. I'm gonna take mine off the mixer, get every little bit from this hook bit. This is how it looks like in the end. It's like, it did color change a lot, but now I'm gonna go get my cookies, and we'll put them on the cookies. And also you need a piping bag and a bowl. Put the piping bag over the bowl so then you can use the spatula to put the icing in. I'm gonna go get my cookies. So my cookies turned out really big, which is okay. So now you're gonna take your frosting and you're gonna scoop it and go like this, just right in, because it'll go in the bag. So just keep doing that over and over till you get yours all in the bag and you think that it's enough. Don't do it too much because then it won't close. And then you can use any piping tip you want. I'm not gonna add too much icing because then it might be too sweet. So I think this is gonna be enough. Take it off the edges, go like this, push it down, and see how it came out like that. And now you can slowly decorate it. You could do letters, you can do anything you like, but I'm just gonna do a simple pattern with curvy lines and stuff. So it's kind of hard because mine are a bit big, but it is really fun. You can do it all different sizes and patterns that you like. You can even use a knife and spread it out so it's smooth. I'm gonna do that to a couple of mine. Now this one's my biggest cookie, so I'm gonna try not to put too much icing. Some comes out from the edges, so you have to be careful of that. So I'm gonna do some cool patterns. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit more icing, and I'm actually gonna spread mine out with the little knife just so it's a bit smooth, because I don't really want too much of a pattern. I want some of mine to just have a smooth edge, and it looks really good. And you know your cookies are done when the edges turn like golden or brown. And these look really yummy. So this is how one of them turned out. Now you can cut these in half and make like a sandwich, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut this in half. They're very crunchy. Well, they're crunchy and a little bit chewy. You're gonna take it and you can flip it on and you have a chocolate cookie icing sandwich, which is really yummy. I'm gonna make 2 sandwiches and I'll do one with this one. So I'm gonna take it, just add a big glob of icing so I can spread it out. Take the cookie and just spread it out slowly, carefully. I'm gonna leave 1 cookie without icing, and it's a big cookie. So I'm gonna leave 1 without icing because not everyone likes icing. So after it's spread it out and you like how much icing you put on and you like how you did it, you can even do vanilla icing. There does show a recipe how to make vanilla icing, but I like chocolate. So this is that, and you cut it in half and put it on top. And there's another half of a sandwich, and you can put it together like it's one big cookie sandwich. Well, I'm done, and I'm gonna take a bite of half of my cookie. They're really good, and they're crunchy, and the chocolate icing isn't too sweet, but it tastes really good on it. Comment down below if you want me to try any recipes, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.